Recording in progress.
Okay, let's look at some of the questions that we may discuss. The idea of revising it before an exam is not to go through the questions that you are going to write in an exam. It is to prepare our minds for critical thinking that we are going to face. That's why we are revising before an exam. We prepare our minds, they get tuned to analyze issues so that tomorrow it won't be when you are starting to think about questions. So let's look at some of the questions that we have in business planning. They want us to discuss why an entrepreneur should have an understanding of the product life cycle concept. So if you understand what product life cycle, it shouldn't be difficult to know why an entrepreneur should have a good understanding of this. Now, the product life cycle is just the lifespan for a product.
Yes.
Yeah. And at various stages, a product demands a different marketing approach. So when you understand each approach that is needed at each stage, it will help you. So you find that it is a tool for planning and marketing. That is the importance of understanding the product life concept. Okay, it will help you to plan and develop a good marketing activity. So there are 3 or 4 issues that you need to mention. Number one, products have a limited lifespan. So an entrepreneur must understand that. As you begin selling a product, you must know that it has got a limited lifespan. Number two, product sales pass through different stages. So the first stage in the product life cycle is production. The sales that you're going to generate at that stage will be different. The marketing strategy you're going to use at introduction is different. So that's the importance of understanding the product. The moment it moves to the growth stage, Again, you need to come up with a different approach to marketing. Profits rise and fall at different stages of the product life. So as an entrepreneur, you must be aware that at this stage, how much profit am I expecting? Are they increasing or reducing? And finally, products require different marketing, financial, manufacturing, purchasing, human strategies at different life cycle stages. So the product life cycle concept is very important to understand because of those reasons. Are we together there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you look at the marketing mix. Okay, so these are the set of tools that the firm uses to pursue marketing objectives. So if you look at introduction, you are like to have less sales, but you'll have higher expense on advertisement. If you look at decline stage, if you wish to prolong the maturity stage for a product, you are going to incur higher costs in branding so that you sustain the maturity stage. So it is a very important concept to understand as an entrepreneur. Unless if there's a question or a comment before we proceed to Okay, let's look at the question number 2. Discuss the 4 P's versus 7 P's, fitting them into your own choice. What they want us to discuss here is marketing mix. We have got the generic marketing mix of the 4 P's.
Yes.
And the extended marketing mix of the 7 P's.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the issue of the product, price, place, and the promotion. How do they help in business? So if you understand what a product is, we know that is the commodity that an organization is selling to the market. So you can't do business if you can't offer a product. So the first P is very critical. The product is very important. Also, the quality of the product becomes very important. So it is not just a product, but it must be a product quality. So that you're able to compete favorably on the market. You look at price. That is the amount you are charging for the product.
Yes.
It has got the potential to promote the sales or to affect the selling quantity. So as you are setting your prices, you must be mindful that there are competitors out there. Much as you want to make profit, bear in mind that it can affect yourself. Place, position and distribution your product in a place that is easily accessible. Customers must access our product if we are to make sales. Okay. We have the promotion, which is the marketing communication process to reach out to our potential customers. You can have a very good product, but if it is not known by your customers, you can't make sales. So promotion becomes very critical in marketing. So these are the generic 4 marketing needs. So we can add the 3, the extension, so that we reach the 7 P's. People. Yeah, we have already discussed the importance of people in an organization. Yes. So that's it. Process. Okay. We need to ensure that the processes that are implemented in an organization, they are effective enough to avoid mistakes and accidents. Adherence to regulations. Okay. And the last one is physical evidence. This is very important in the service industry. There should be a mark of the delivery of the service. Otherwise, it will not be there to say you provided the service and then there's no evidence for that. So that's what made up the 20 marks in that question. So all that is important is how do you fit in this in your business? You need to understand that you need these for 7 P's. If they are taken care of, then you are assured of the success of the business. Question number 3. I think it is straightforward. Using Porter's 5 forces model, analyze the competitive advantage you would employ as a chief executive officer of any business choice. The best way to attack this question is first to understand what is made up of the 5 forces of mind. So when you understand them, then you will not have a problem. Competition, potential of new entrants, power of supplier, power of customer, and the threat of substitutes. So now, how would you analyze the competitive advantage you would employ? So there are various competitive strategies. Let's not confuse this question. The generic competitive advantage strategies. The issue of the cost leadership, differentiation, all those, I'm sure you're able to remember them.
Yeah.
Here we are interested in the other competitive strategy. So there's what is called the first mover advantage. This is all about getting into an industry as early as possible before others can come in and get established. The second is one, build a better mousetrap. So if you have got a better way of doing things, people will follow you. Even if others will be there to do the same thing, but if you have a better way of doing things, people will follow you. That's what this strategy is all about. There's also finding a market niche where you just identify a small area of notice and concentrate on that one. You can also go by the superior customer service. Okay, provide the best service and people will come. There's also another strategy called big brand. When you have the best brand, people will be able to recognize it and they'll be able to go for it. Any question on those competitive advantage strategies?
Maybe you go back to this.
On which one?
Yeah, that's from the first.
The first mover advantage.
The competitive strategy. Yes.
The first mover advantage?
Just go over the whole of them.
Okay. The first mover advantage. What we are saying is we are looking at a business that gets in an industry as early as possible, or being the first producer of such a product. And once you get in that industry, you get established. It will be very difficult, those that will be coming in the industry, to come and replace you as long as you're able to maintain your stance in that industry. That is what is the first move advantage strategy is. There are some people, there are some organizations or companies that would prefer to enter into a new market and get established so that before others can come in, they have already gotten the number of customers they would want, and then they're able to sustain. Then the second one is build a better mousetrap strategy. Okay. This one is all about setting yourself as the best. The moment you set yourself as the best, clients, customers, consumers will just follow you. You can move, you can change your place. They will still look for you because you have set a better trap. So they will still be following you. The first strategy, the third strategy is finding market niche, or the flanking strategy, where you identify your strength and concentrate on an area that is not yet serviced and get established. Okay, so you focus your attention to a certain area where you're able to satisfy accordingly, and you get established. There's a superior customer service. You ensure that your service is the best, such that people will just follow you. So the superior customer service is similar to a better mousetrap. Then people will just be following. Then a big brand recognition. there are certain brands that are recognized. Even if you mix them with other brands, people will still go for such a brand because it has got a big brand recognition. So you can use that strategy. Come up with a brand, build it until it gains a big brand recognition. Then you are established. So these are some of the strategies that you can use under competitive strategy.
So is this, can we compare, maybe good example number 5 is maybe Boom, the Weighted Kings has the marketed Boom and it has become a big brand on the market in terms of washing powder paste, isn't it?
Yes. You are very right.
Yes. Okay, on the one for first mover advantage, when we compare this one to those as a market leader.
As a what? Market leader?
Market leader, same.
No, the first mover advantage is
Are they the
the
same?
market leadership.
Okay.
Because you can become a market leader even if you were not the first mover. Yes.
You are not the first mover. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's look at the next question. Discuss the elements of the FAD and 10 business template. I'm sure we have already by now familiar with the FAD.
Yes.
The feature, attribute, and the design.
Yes.
Yes. So what we want to identify the elements that are found in the FAD. You know that it contains the description of the product, then the meaning of the product,
Yes.
the potential attributes.
Yes.
These are what are critical elements in the FAD. So all that is important is just to understand the meaning of the product, the meaning of the product, and the potential attributes of the product. Then we are safe. So the next slide, I've tried to explain what is an attribute, what is a feature, what is a function, what is a form, and what is design. Okay, so this is an attribute is used to describe the characteristics, properties of something. Then a feature is a prominent attribute. And the function is what something does. And the form is the external experience or the shape of something. And the design involves everything that is above here. That is the design. When you are discussing design, you must discuss the attribute, the feature, the function, and the form. Okay. Then let's look at the fourth aspect that we can talk about under the FAD. We are looking at the way of visualizing the product now. If you tell us that you want to develop a product, how do we visualize it? So we are talking about the prototype. The prototype of the product. These are the 4 elements that are found in the FAD template. Can we go to the 10-10 planning process?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so also this one has got 2 templates. It has got the organization and industrial analysis template and an overview template. So all that is important is to understand the organization and the industrial analysis template. Here, what you should discuss is the SWOT analysis. That is what is in the organization industrial analysis template. And here, what you should discuss is the business plan. Any question?
You have opened my mind.
Good.
Serious, I was stressing on this one.
That's better. That's the easiest way you can look at these 2 things.
So the key the key is just on knowing that the 10-10 planning process contains 2 templates.
Yes.
Which is the organization and industry analysis, business plan overview template. So
exactly.
In the first part of the organization, and then you do the business plan overview in the business plan.
Yes. So in the organization and the industrial analysis, you just explain the SWOT analysis, and here you just explain the elements of the business plan. Yeah. So we can proceed.
Yes.
So, and under question 5, they wanted us to outline and discuss the 7 components of the business plan. So, if you answered question 4, you should have answered question 5. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yes. We are discussing the elements of a business plan. So any problem here, we proceed, not so.
Yes. Explain. Briefing.
Eh?
Briefing, sir.
Briefing.
Yes.
Okay, so the first item in the business plan is the executive summary. So what should you say about an executive summary? It is a snapshot of a business plan. That's an executive summary.
Okay.
Then description of a business structure. We are talking about what the company actually does and how does it do that. So this is a company that sells the potatoes. And how does it sell potatoes? It has got a market in Livingston. That is what is in the second component. The third is your market research. Tell us what you know about your market. Okay. How the market has been behaving in the past. The number of customers you are expecting, the sales figures you are expecting. That's what about the market research. Competitor analysis. Have you understood your competitors? What strategies have you prepared to head on to meet your competitors? And the last one, the fifth one is personnel biography. Tell us about your workers. Do you have qualified personnel? Okay. Then you can also discuss the marketing plan. What have you planned for you to secure a market? Your advertisement strategies. Okay. And then finally, you tell us your financial projection. How much are you willing to invest in? How much are you expecting as sales? How much are you expecting? So these are the 7 elements or components of a business plan. Any question? Can we proceed? Hello? Hello. Yazi mama phone. Hello. Yeah, it's not okay. Let's try to wait a bit, although we are running out of time because I only booked for 1 hour. Yeah. Hello.
No.
We have something.
Okay, the question number 6, I think we have discussed this before. So we can jump to question number 6.
Yes.
The SWOT analysis and the PESTO analysis is done. So let's look at question number
Yes.
7. Discuss the theory of monopolistic competition and its importance in business planning. What is important here is you need to understand what a monopolistic competition is. A type of market structure where many companies are present in an industry and they produce similar but differentiated products. What is its importance in business planning is the issue of differentiated products. So as you are planning, you must have a strategy to differentiate your product. Otherwise, you won't succeed in the monopolistic competition. So that's that. So you need to conduct a SWOT analysis. If you have noticed in this course, SWOT analysis is almost everywhere.
Yes.
You need to conduct a SWOT analysis so that you know your strength and your weakness. And you also know the opportunities and the threats that are out in the monopolistic competition environment. Because you know that there are many companies. And you know that these companies, they are producing similar products. And you know that companies are not price takers. So they are setting prices themselves. So they can use prices to disadvantage other participants in the market industry. So this is why the monopolistic competition must be understood, and it is significant in the business planning for an entrepreneur. It's because of these issues here. So Unless if there's any question or comment, this is how we can remind ourselves about this subject. I wish everyone the best.
Not yet, sir.
Any question?
Yes, can we, is it okay with you? We look at another paper, the other one we sent tomorrow, because we're writing on Friday.
Okay, actually the papers that I have, looking at the time, we may not cover all the papers. That's why you have seen now I'm jumping certain questions that are similar.
Yes.
So let's see tomorrow if we can start in good time.
Okay, what time, sir?
If we can start by latest 17:15, that would be better. And you create phones on standby so that our IT or S31, they should have subscribed.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's not.
Okay, so let's link up tomorrow so that we do the other paper. And there are some questions that were sent which were handwritten. I've also started looking at them and identifying those that needs attention.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can also touch them tomorrow.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, all the best. If we don't meet, I've already wished you all the best.
Thank you. I'm glad that we meet tomorrow.
Thank you very much.